Chapter 11. The Making of a Cultural Icon, Annie Oakley in Popular Imagination, Hook. 1. There's no business like show business. When the curtain rose on Broadway in 1946 and Ethel Merman belted out, "There's no business like show business." A new generation met Annie Oakley, not just as a legendary sharpshooter, but as an American icon. Decades after her final shot, Annie Oakley was reborn in song and spectacle, her legend echoing in theaters, living rooms, and imaginations across the nation. Hook 2. From Wild West to silver screen, a young girl with a rifle, a self-taught prodigy from rural Ohio, captured the world's imagination. But it wasn't just her feats with a gun that made Annie Oakley a household name. It was the way her story was retold, adapted, and mythologized on stage and screen. Annie's legend became the lens through which America saw itself, bold, independent, and unafraid to challenge convention. Hook 3. The woman behind the myth. Long after the applause faded and the shooting exhibitions ended, Annie Oakley's image endured. Today, her name instantly conjures visions of the American frontier, sparkling costumes, and the unstoppable force of a woman who could outshoot any man. But who was the real Annie Oakley, and how did she become the icon we know today? Annie Oakley. From historic figure to cultural symbol, Annie Oakley's life is a uniquely American story, one of humble beginnings, extraordinary talent, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Yet, it is in the telling and retelling of her story that Oakley transcends history and enters the realm of myth. Over the decades, her image has been woven into the fabric of American identity, symbolizing ideals that go far beyond sharpshooting. Frontier spirit. At the heart of Annie Oakley's lasting appeal is her embodiment of the frontier spirit. She is celebrated as a symbol of rugged self-reliance, perseverance, and the belief that anyone, no matter how humble their origins, can achieve greatness. Oakley's rise from poverty in rural Ohio to international fame mirrors the journey of the American West itself, a tale of overcoming adversity, seizing opportunity, and forging a unique path. Her story is frequently invoked alongside the mythos of the Wild West, where cowboys, outlaws, and pioneers defined a nation in motion. But unlike many Western legends, Oakley's narrative was rooted in reality. Her skills were genuine, her achievements hard-won. This authenticity only added to her appeal, making her a beacon for those who still believe in the power of determination. Women's empowerment. Perhaps no aspect of Annie Oakley's legacy is more resonant today than her role as a trailblazer for women. Her ability to excel in a field dominated by men and to do so with grace, humility, and humor challenged deeply held assumptions about gender roles in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Oakley's life and legend continue to inspire women and girls to break barriers. She is often cited as an early example of female empowerment, proof that women can be both strong and feminine, ambitious and compassionate. Her advocacy for women's self-defense, her willingness to teach thousands of other women to shoot, and her public persona all serve as reminders that courage and capability are not defined by gender. American entertainment. From vaudeville to Hollywood, Annie Oakley's journey from real-life star to cultural icon was fueled in large part by the world of entertainment. Even during her own lifetime, Oakley understood the power of spectacle. Her performances were meticulously choreographed, her costumes carefully designed, her public image skillfully managed. After her death, the entertainment industry took up her story, transforming it for new audiences. The most famous of these adaptations is the Broadway musical, Annie. Get Your Gun, which premiered in 1946. With music and lyrics by Irving Berlin, the show dramatized Oakley's life, her rivalry and romance with Frank Butler, and her triumphs on the stage. While the musical took liberties with historical facts, its spirit captured the public's imagination, and songs like Anything You Can Do and There's No Business Like Show Business became instant classics. The musical's enormous success led to a 1950 MGM film adaptation starring Betty Hutton, which introduced Oakley's story to millions more. The film's vibrant Technicolor, catchy tunes, and larger-than-life characters cemented Annie Oakley's place in American pop culture. She became, for many, the archetype of the independent, skilled Western woman, a mythic figure whose legend could be retold in infinite ways. The many faces of Annie Oakley, on screen and beyond. Oakley's life has been adapted and referenced in countless television shows, movies, and even animated cartoons. She has been portrayed by such stars as Barbara Stanwyck, Gail Davis, in the 1950s TV series Annie Oakley, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Each portrayal offers a different lens on her character, sometimes focusing on her humor, sometimes on her toughness, but always on her unshakable skill and spirit. The archetype she helped create, the tough, capable, independent Western woman, has shaped the way generations of filmmakers and writers depict the American West. Even outside explicitly Western settings, Oakley's influence can be seen in strong, self-reliant female characters across genres. Myth and reality, shaping the national narrative. As with any cultural icon, the line between myth and reality becomes blurred over time. While Oakley's actual achievements were remarkable, popular representations have sometimes exaggerated or romanticized her story. Yet these adaptations serve a purpose. They keep her memory alive and ensure that each generation discovers her anew. For many, the mythic Annie Oakley singing, joking, and besting her rivals with a wink represents a kind of ideal. She is the dream of equality and opportunity, the possibility of reinvention, and the promise of American optimism. Legacy. The enduring power of Annie Oakley today. Annie Oakley's legacy endures in a multitude of ways. Museums and historical sites, places like the Garst Museum in Greenville, Ohio, honor her life and achievements, drawing visitors from around the world. Shooting sports. Oakley's advocacy helped pave the way for women in shooting sports and self-defense, and her name is invoked at competitions and clubs across the country. Pop culture. From Broadway to Hollywood, Oakley's story continues to be retold, sometimes in new forms that reflect changing attitudes about gender and history. Role model. For women and girls, Oakley remains a powerful symbol of what is possible when skill and determination meet opportunity. Conclusion. More than a legend, Annie Oakley's transformation from a real-life sharpshooter to a symbol of the American spirit is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling. Her life bridges the gap between history and myth, reminding us that the stories we tell and retell shape our understanding of ourselves. Whether as a frontier pioneer, a champion for women, or a star of stage and screen, Annie Oakley's influence is as potent today as ever. She is proof that legends are not just born, they are made, one story at a time.